Hey there, how's it going? And welcome to a new episode of Beast Device. It has been many a week since I did a Beast Device, but that's to be expected with the release of Black Ops 2. The yearly Call of Duty release is the biggest release of the year for me. So other series and things just get put to the side a little bit for a few weeks. But of course, the favourites always return, and the ones that I love making the most always return. And Beast Device, if you're a new subscriber and you don't know, is a series where I basically take subscriber questions and answer questions, give advice, all that kind of deal. It used to be Ask JX. I mean, I started Ask JX in like 2008. I literally think it is that old. And I just kind of changed it to Beast Advice sometimes. Sometimes we do Ask JX when I feel like giving a little bit of advice, and Ask JX questions get a little bit samey. But we'll do Ask JX next week, and I'll answer any question that you've got. But today is Beast Advice. So if you want to ask a question for Beast Advice, the main thing to do, to be honest, is follow me on Twitter and just watch out for when I say on there, send me a tweet or YouTube inbox me your question that you'd like to answer. And because it was short notice this week and I kind of asked people at like 2 a.m, so I didn't actually get many responses, but we've got a couple of advice kind of questions that maybe you'll be able to take a little bit of advice from, and you might learn something, I don't know, possibly. And then we've got a couple of normal questions, so it shouldn't go on for too long this week. But like I said, follow me on Twitter and we'll try and make the next one a lot better and a lot more interesting. So first thing I'm going to do is go to the YouTube PM. And I'm not going to say the names of this person because I don't say it unless they say that I can, in case they don't want to be identified. So first of all, we have one here. It says, "Hi Jay, for about a year I've had a huge crush type thing on this girl at college. We used to speak a lot because we were in the same sociology class, but now I've dropped sociology. We don't speak as much and we used to. It feels a bit weird to ask her out just right off the bat. Also, from what I can tell, from what I've heard, she sort of has a feeling that I think I like her, but she won't tell anybody what she thinks of me. Right now, though, I don't know what to do. Risk losing a friend or get everything I've wanted for the last year. Please tell me what you think I should do. It would help me loads." Okay, well, there's never really a right or wrong answer here. You could do either one, but what would I do in your situation? I suppose I would probably tell her how you feel, but be subtle with it and kind of start off with a slow. Just test the water a little bit. I mean, don't just run up to her and say, "Oh my God, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life for you," or anything like that, because that will just automatically make it easier for her to just put up a front and be like, "Oh no, I don't like this. It's too much change and I'm not into that and interested." So what I would do is I would just kind of casually just suggest little things like, maybe, do you want to hang out or go out? And even if you do start hanging out and it seems a bit friendly, if she does have a bit of a crush on you or she likes you, it will turn into more anyway. And if you go out as friends and you just get friend zoned, then to be honest, you were probably always going to get friend zoned anyway. So I would just keep being nice to her, not too nice. By nice, I mean like helping her out if she needs a hand, giving her, talk to her if she wants someone to talk to, but I don't mean just do whatever she wants, because there's one thing that girls don't like. To be honest, boys don't always like that as well. And when the other person is just completely, has no backbone and does nothing for themselves, just way overly nice, that's not an attractive feature. So be a bit of a man about things, be a bit of a beast, and I think you'll find out. So just, like I say, just start off testing the water slowly, see how it goes, but don't be scared of being rejected. And even if you are, just remember, you're not a script. So let's move on to the next question. Here we go. This is probably more of an Ask JX, they say. "I know, like myself, you're a big lover of music." Indeed I am. "So with that being said, would you rather be blind or deaf? Sight is perhaps more useful sense, but never be able to hear amazing music again would make me incredibly dull and sad." You see, I think about this, and this is a really, really difficult question to answer, because, to be fair, a lot of the time as well, people aren't normally 100% blind or 100% deaf. So would it be better to... I think it would probably be better to be deaf, because you probably would have a little sense of music. I don't know, maybe very, very quiet, but he's saying a deaf, so I suppose it's a bit of a wimp out. I'd have to still go blind. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love music, but if you were blind, I could kind of imagine if you were 100% blind, it would just feel like being dead, to be honest. Like, I know there was that guy who was shot in the face and just went completely blind, and he killed himself, and I mean, to think about it, I mean, cover your ears for like a day and see how it is, and then blind yourself for a day and see how it is. I'm pretty sure that most people would find the being blind much more uncomfortable. I mean, you'd lose your independence, and that's such a big part of being a person, and you'd feel like a liability. So I'd have to say I'd rather be deaf, no matter how much I love music. I mean, it does mean the world to me sometimes, but I think sight is a bit more of an important sense, so I'm going to go for that one. So we're going to head over to Twitter questions now. We have the first one that says, what is your game of the year? So a little bit Ask JXC here, but we'll go with that. To be honest, I think at the moment, game of the year is probably Borderlands 2. Now, I'm struggling to think if there was any other really big games that I thought, wow, this is like a contender for game of the year that I've played. To be fair, like Assassin's Creed 3, haven't played it. Far Cry 3, haven't played it yet, so maybe they would be contenders. But I'm going to go for Borderlands 2 just because I just remember there was a point when I was completely addicted to it and just thinking, this is the best game I've ever played. It's like everything I've ever wanted in a game. It was amazing. So, really love Borderlands 2. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Black Ops 2, but I don't think you can really call a multiplayer game of the year because they go on for longer than a year normally. Well, apart from, I suppose, the Call of Duty franchises, but it's a bit different for me. Last year, I said Skyrim was game of the year, and to be honest, I probably think, on reflection, that's probably the best game of all time for me at the moment. I always used to say Metal Gear Solid, the first PlayStation 1 game, but I don't know, that Skyrim is just something else. It really is amazing, especially if you've got it on PC, that amazing frame rate and the high quality, just amazing game. So this year so far, I'm going to go Borderlands 2. Ethan says easiest way to avoid Cocoa Pop deaths, but that's kind of a private joke, so I don't think many of you are going to find that funny if I answer that. We have Harrison who says, I've got an interview with NVIDIA next week for a uni scholarship and a 1-year placement. How do I clear my head and not ramble? Well, I think I suppose it could be difficult to not ramble if you're too excited or if you've got too much that you want to say. But to be honest, I think you'll be fine. Most places like it when you talk a bit. It's better to ramble than to be silent or to not say enough, because you've only got that interview for them to get an idea of your personality. So if you just be yourself, present yourself as a person who's, intelligent and easy to get along with and friendly and fun to be around. Well, not fun, but easygoing, I suppose, easy to be around, then they'll probably think that having you there will be a good idea as long as, you show that you've got the ability to apply yourself and work hard as well. They want someone who's not going to be too much trouble for them and that's going to do really well. So just present yourself as that kind of person if you can. And obviously, don't talk as long as you don't talk over them. I think you won't be rambling, so you'll be fine. We have the next one. Says, yo man, tell me how I could attract more subs and keep up the fresh work, man. Okay. Attracting more subs, it's kind of difficult because I don't know what kind of videos you do. I don't know what you're good at doing. But I suppose the general advice is just to say, kind of find maybe a niche and in the market, something that you could do that other people aren't doing, and maybe do what you are best at. So try and do something where people are going to struggle to be as good at it as you, if you can do that, if you've got something. Otherwise, just do things that entertain you, do things that you find interesting. Maybe you find editing really interesting. Maybe you find making little montages really interesting, or little funny clips montages. Just do whatever's fun and interesting to you. But like you say, if like you said, you want to gain subs, then I suppose my advice is to find a little something that people can get from your channel that won't be able to get anywhere else, if possible. Bradley Bourne says, what is your favourite gun in Black Ops 2? A bit random that I suddenly started saying people's names, but I did, so deal with it. He said, favourite gun in Black Ops 2 is probably the PDW, to be honest. Just such a freaking beast. It used to be the MP7, but the PDW is the biggest beast at the moment for me. Jake Beadle says, what's your view on religion? Religion as a whole, I mean, I like anything that teaches people good morals and to be a better person. Obviously, there's bad sides to religion as well. Like a lot of the time, people can be extremist, and but I don't think there's anything bad per se. I wouldn't really. People often ask me, what am I? Am I atheist, whatever, or Christian? I kind of had a Christian upbringing, but it was very subtle. It was on like my grandparents' side, and Oh, we've come to the end of the gameplay. I'm going to have to put another gameplay in here. And then I suppose I'm pretty agnostic if I had to be anything. But I wouldn't really call myself an atheist either. I'm a bit spiritual. I think, there might be something, and I wouldn't rule out anything. So I think agnostic is the right word for me. But I people who are quite religious, I do. I think for the most part they are, easy to get on with, and a lot of our culture that and the good morals that we say we have, for the most part, are based off of religion. So I don't think they're essential, and I think they are man-made. But I am a little bit spiritual and think maybe there is something higher power, something not like a big guy in the sky with sandals and a beard and that, but you know what I mean, something above us. Anyway. Someone else asked, what kind of Sony Vegas do you use? At the moment, I'm using 11. I was using 10 until it kept crashing. I'll probably still be using that, but it kept crashing, so I just got 11 and a job done. And I'd recommend 11. It's pretty good. Next one says, do you have any tips on sorting out your sleep cycle? Mine is wrecked at the moment. Well, I'm currently recording this commentary at 6:30 in the morning, and I have not been to sleep. So I am definitely someone who experiences this issue. I did fix it for a good few months, but to be honest, when you don't need it being fixed, in terms of you can get up and go to sleep whatever time you want, all your responsibilities are handled, and there's no pressure from someone else to be up or awake at certain times. If you need to get it sorted out, I found the best way, which a lot of people say, is to stay up all night and then force yourself to stay up until early evening, and then just go to bed at like 7-8 p.m. that evening, and then hopefully you'll wake up nice and early, like 5-6 in the morning, and you can maybe just keep that going. I tend to find going to bed when it gets dark helps, so it's best like when it gets dark around 9-10 o'clock, like in the spring, summertime. It's easier to do than like now at the moment, where obviously in England and that it's getting dark really early, so it can be tough to do, but you've got to do that 24-hour staying up thing if you want to try and sort it out, in my opinion. Let's see, we think we have a couple more here. What suggestions? Okay, what suggestions would you have to someone that has one of the better internet connections in the state, but still a 2-bar warrior? I'm not really an internet technician or anything, so I won't be able to help you with anything like that. Someone says, should I buy Xbox or stay with PS3? I'd say buy an Xbox if Call of Duty is the main game you play. Other than that, I'd probably stay with PS3. So yeah, I think that's it for this week's Beast of Ice. Rambled on for a little longer than I thought. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at JAYEX23 if you don't already. If you want to get your question in for next week, that is the best place to be to do it. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Secret word of the day is going to be take. If you want to put take in your comment, I'm going to know that you've watched all the way to the end. And I don't just write the word take, and don't write take in capital letters. I know someone will. Make it subtle, make it creative, interesting and fun. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.